Hey guys, what's up? So this is the start of the third video of the multi-port fuel injection conversion. So I thought a lot, the last couple weeks, maybe a month or so, about which route I'd take, if I'd go with the stock computer or go with the, because I already had a Holley Terminator, which is really basically a Holley HP ECU, and I'd already gone to the pick apart, grabbed a complete wiring harness and a computer off of a Lincoln. And I mean, kind of look at, I'm going to keep them both just to play with them both, but, if I went with the, what's funny is they equal out the same. The parts I had to buy to make them work, I had to buy a custom MAF to MAFI injectors and do a bunch of other shit and like tuner and that kind of stuff. It actually would have cost the same amount of money as just doing the Holley route. So I decided to go the Holley route for now, just because I'm already familiar with that setup, the software. And I actually have programmed and messed with like different EFI software. I've messed with Mega Squirt, obviously Holley. But I messed with a little bit of Excel, I guess, at one point. The old Holley projection system. But yeah, I like this. Out of all the ones I played with, I like this new Holley HP, the softwares. The software actually works with the Dominator and the HP, so. But yeah, to me, it's like the most user-friendly. Okay, so look at this. I got the wiring harness. This is about $460. Came with the injector harness. So it's going to match my 30-pound Ford Racing injectors. These are the newer style. They're basically the newer style injector. But they actually have the EV1 plug. So, yeah, there's like a 4-hole, you can see that. There's 4 holes on the tip, so it's the, I guess there's better atomization, these newer injectors. So, this is the start of it, It came with the harness, 460, and I started getting sensors. And another thing what I'm doing is, instead of actually using the Ford idle air control valve, that big thing they have on there, I am actually going to convert it over to GM style. So it would actually be like plug and play with this harness. I'll show you some adapter plates I got, but I had to get some adapter plates from AccuFab, which takes the Ford style like throttle position sensor and idle air control valve and converts it to GM style. Yeah, GM stuff seems to be a little bit easier to get in case of emergency, but I keep spares of all my sensors anyways. Critical stuff like throttle position, O2, idle air control. So wherever I go, I usually have spares. So yeah, because this is an off-roading machine, and the last thing I want to do is have my throttle position sensor go out in the mountains. So always good to have spares. Spare fuel pump, spare distributor, spare everything. Okay, so look at this. I'm still gonna figure this thing out, but like I said, I already have my computer mounted, so I just have to take the old wiring. I have to take the Terminator off, the old wiring harness, and just put this one new in here. I'm sure we're gonna find some issues I have to deal with. Like I'm already thinking this CAN bus is a little bit different than what I'm. This is, I guess, looks like a map, and yep, map sensor, and I do already have. I already ordered some map sensors already. I don't know where they're at, but yeah, shit. Yeah, I did already order some map sensors. So I do have pretty much all the sensors here. Map and idle air control and all that stuff. So just waiting for a few other parts. Well, I guess I'm waiting for the input-output. I had to buy a special connector for that, a Delphi connector. So I can use my fan control. Yeah, because the connector on this one is different than it is with like the Terminator, as far as I can tell. And the other one, like the, if you saw my other video, I had to actually manually wire the alternate inputs. So, okay, cool. So, yeah, I'm going to keep on getting parts together and get this going. Cool, fun project. Alright guys, give me a little status update on this project, the multi-port fuel injection conversion. So, got some fuel rails here, I think I showed you that in our video. I had to get a fuel pressure regulator, rail mount. So yeah, I didn't realize that these rails actually were for like an internal regulator. So it actually came with like this regulator mount. So if you can see that, that matches that. It mounts like that down onto it. So that's cool. Actually, I always wanted that. I wanted to actually have a rail mounted regulator because I hear they're more accurate than having like an external wire going to an external regulator. So yeah, it's supposed to mount to this rail like that, mount to the fuel rail, and then this will mount on top of that. And knew these were about 140 bucks, and found this on Craigslist, 80 bucks, and it was new. So scored on that. So had to drive about an hour, but all right. Then let me show you my throttle body. Got that finished, and some of the different things I had to do. So this is the Professional Products one that I showed you earlier, and I powder coated it black, and I had to do some modifications to it to make it work with my setup. So this is actually made by AccuFab, and it's a GM throttle position sensor converter, and so that will hook up to my wiring harness so I don't have to splice. One thing I found out about most aftermarket fuel injection systems is they actually are they're designed to work with GM sensors. It's always been like that. All this stuff has always been that way since back in the analog projection days. And then this is I'm not using the 2-wire pulse width modulated Ford IAC. I'm using the GM stepper motor, and that's also made by AccuFab, and it's a converter thing. It just converts the AACs to GM. So that's cool. And then the other thing I had to do is, this is different. I powder coated that black, but this is actually the arm that I got off the Lincoln throttle body. I don't have the other one. It's not with me right now, but it's the I can't find the box where it's at, but oh, here it is. This is the original Lincoln one I got off that pick apart pole. Let me show you the brackets are different. So see this right here? The throttle arm and the transmission brackets are reversed because it's going to reverse. The outlet of my air cleaner is going to go on the opposite side. It's going to come out the driver's side, not the passenger side, like most Mustangs. So basically the Ford Lightning is the same way. It comes out the opposite side. But you probably, depending on what kind of throttle cable you have and brackets, you don't really have to do that. And I also, you can see in here, but I changed the, I'm trying to find it. I actually retained the weaker throttle spring, you know, for the, this is the one that came with the Professional Products, but it's super stiff. Like, it's really hard to pull that. And I'm already going to have spring tension from the AOD kickdown cable, not kickdown cable, throttle cable, and also with the throttle cable are spring mounted. So I didn't want a lot of spring tension. I mean, this is my kind of like my around the town kind of daily driver, and I wanted to have a really soft pedal, not like a really stiff pedal. So I'm trying to reduce the weight all around. So it's you know, the Lincoln was like a grandma and grandpa car, you know. So I mean, they're not going to have a really stiff pedal, one of those things. So that's kind of what I want, that soft pedal. So awesome. I think I'm almost a few things ready. Got to get the PV or positive crankcase ventilation grommet back there. Oh yeah, then I have these Felpro 1250 S3, and these are the steel reinforced gaskets. So not going to make that mistake again. You know, with the the Edelbrock gaskets, they leak like crazy, and the Felpro ones that aren't steel reinforced because
more scary stuff.
Yeah, more Halloween stuff. Yeah, to decorate my house out there. Okay, so yeah, get that going, and I think this week I'm going to pull the old manifold off, an old fuel injection system, and get it going. So, you know, workbench is always constantly messy because I'm always working on projects. So, yeah, so that's awesome. Rail-mounted regulator. But cool. All right, so yeah, I'm this weekend. So awesome. Hey guys, have all the parts together. So fuel rail, fuel regulator, top manifold. I gotta start putting this stuff on there because I'm running out of space here. The workbench is just packed with shit. So I think I'm gonna have to get rid of this regulator because it's in the way. So I have to go continue to use my Holley external one. This is kind of cool because it was like a rail mount regulator. So got the injectors on there, 30-pound Bosch Ford Racing. Yeah, so if you're gonna get a set of injectors, you should probably get injectors that have well-known specs. You know, that we can. When you program the Holley fuel injection, you need to put the specs in there of the on and off times, you know, voltage. But yeah, I had to kind of notch that out right there for the to kind of clear the air intake temperature sensor or manifold air temperature. What's the coolant right there? Plugs. All right, so yeah, I'm ready to go. We're in my throttle bodies on there. So all right. This will be the end of this video, I guess. Then I'll be back and I'll be tearing into this engine, pulling it down, getting rid of it. All right.